Let's see which competitive spirit could play out here.
A cauldron noise ever done, and a new host of players are underway here with Scarborough going right to left. Sometimes some things never change. Here's Powell. Slipping and sliding is Lou Williams. Coming through for the first hammer, and Javon Johnson.
To attack the closeout from the defender right there.
Gurry using his delts again. 6 left in the shot clock for the Alliance. Denied and repelled out of bounds, this time by Sims. Driving against Johnson. And that's popped in the air, well defended by Scarborough again. Coming through Sims on the byline, up and over, and they're backed up by 1.
Make a decision here. Here's Amir Sims using the rims. Our early points that the Alliance are leaving on the board right now. They got to convert later on.
High-low Johnson, another hammer blow, back-to-back dunks for him.
Javon Johnson, 2 for 2. We saw Javon Johnson right there with 1 dunk, and there's a second dunk here.
And that's overcooked by Lou Williams III. Another cleanup for the Shooting Stars. 7 minutes left in this first quarter. They're up by 3. Powell transition 3. Splash. Right now, Scarborough is at their free-flowing best, showing the creative influence. And here comes the influence. And that will be influential on the finish coming up, this time from Powell. Up 6:10 left in this first quarter play. Rubino Doro, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan. Here's Osaway's 3. And that would clank in, and that will ease the angst. Hughes the second open up the game for the points for Montreal. And here is the first 2 points going in for Freeman Liberty.
Excellent backdoor cut.
The sidecar pass, working it through. And now it's going through again for Freeman Liberty. It took him a while, but he's now back in rhythm. Mitchell again, the byline. And Mitchell again with the 2-pointer. You talk about his value. He led the A-10 in field goal percentage numbers last year. Well, he only made 229 field goals last year. Byline, Boucard. Rebound, Stevens. 14 left in the shot clock. Johnson 3. Cash money.
Getting them back into the game after the early 9-3 deficit.
Scarborough playing with a bit of freedom, and here is a freedom shot, and you see why on the triple coming in from Trey Thomas.
For his first field goal of the season.
And this is a Scarborough team that made about 10 threes a game last season. Anderson jumper, smooth. 13 fouls each. Here's Shimanga back with it, watched by Mitchell. Post play, Gurry going right to left. In the trees, and now a clank in for his first 2 points from the field goal range.
Same play was ran out of bounds.
Anderson, Shimanga, Mitchell on him. Looking for the high-low. And now looking for the back door. Lou Williams III.
Shooting Stars goes back door. Nice left-hand finish.
Mitchell again. And he uses the angle perfectly, and they're back up by 1 for Scarborough. 1:40 left in this first quarter play.
Excellent individual defense by Williams for the crossover.
And a better shot by Powell as he gives it the stare down. Babysit him on this possession with 1:03 left. Powell thought about it and the reload. He thought he was fouled, and the cleanup now 6 coming from Bediako. Thomas on him. 6 left in the shot clock from 16. And that lacked the quality, but the finish right there for Hughes, second point, number 5. Boucard. Lou Williams, the 3rd. And Hughes, the 2nd. Tic-tac-toe. And here they are looking to extend their stranglehold, perhaps a 2-0 lead. You know, Dwight, they used to call me the Bombay Connor McDavid in my time of hockey. Offensive rebound for the Alliance. And back over it comes to Freeman Liberty again, and the ringing of the Liberty bell comes up big for him that time. Playing the quarterback position, looking for the killer pass. And that wasn't the pass. And here comes Powell, who will pass his way through for 2.
Trying to get the Freeman Liberty, and Powell taking advantage.
Turnover number 4 for the Alliance. Boucard, open, corner pocket 3. Cash, money. 4 of 5 from long range today. That's been a big talking point for them so far. Another turnover, and now 2-on-1. Boucard, Williams the 3rd, the alley, and the arching pass converted by Boucard.
Kellen Tynes got himself in the air. The Alliance, Scarborough Shooting Stars, were trying to get out in transition. There was Boucard.
CEBL.ca, and a miss by the Alliance, and here come the Shooting Stars. Powell on his horse. And the rebound right back over to Freeman Liberty. Boucard. That was nearly taken away. Johnson has the 3 already, and that's a little showtime finish by Hughes the 2nd.
Wanted to get into the middle of the paint and create contact. The start an easy lay by Hughes.
Montreal Grizzly on defense. And here's the Grizzly Bear himself and Mitchell, and they're down by. He's been the creative influence and the danger zone for the Alliance in this first half of play.
Without question.
Who's the second? Back door. And that is the dark arts of basketball displayed by the Alliance.
Here's the pass from Osawe. Here's the backdoor pass once again from Hughes, finding a...
Here's Times from the line. And right now that basketball now looks like a keyhole. Here's Anderson. He is feeling it right now. The jumper, smooth.
Minus 30 every day, he said.
And now the negotiation from Thomas. And finally a breakthrough as they find a crack in the Montreal defense, and they're down by 9.
On his first possession, makes up with it from there, right there, with a second chance opportunity.
Here is Watts. And Bediako, a bigger part, on the finish like a kangaroo.
The Alliance will fall back into a 2-3 zone after the 2-2-1 pressure.
Could they pick the lock in the 2-3 zone? Here's Johnson. High-low, Bediako, and White.
Saw the crease in the defense, came to a nice stop, found Bediako. Let's see if he can complete the three-point play.
Bediako at the line today. So far, he has 13 points. And the cleanup right there for Johnson. A hat trick of dunks for Johnson. Here's Hughes, the second, who had a good first quarter play for the Alliance. Osawe, wide open, tough play, and he is fouled. Or anything of that nature, the free throws miss. It could be costing an opening night here. Mitchell back with it, watched by Hughes, second, give and go. Johnson, and he finds his way through. Williams on him, Powell. Here's Sims for the 45. Bullseye, and they're back up by 1.
Powell has had early success from distance. Sims for the 3, giving the Scarborough Shooting Stars the lead.
And here is the lead back in. Freeman Liberty, another 2 points to his catalog of points. And a rebound back to Times. And now Times will bring it back up with Freeman Liberty on him, with the help from Hughes the second. Bediako off balance, in for 2. And now this Scarborough trying to rise amongst the ashes. They were stuck in mud for a bit, and now they're back up. Times. Here is the hammer blow again from Bediako. And they've had the romance at the rim quite a bit today. And right now, Scarborough inflicting heartache to the Alliance. And here is more heartache. And here is Powell. Will this be a timeout? And it will be confirmed. So right now, the three-point shooting has not been as supreme and open from the corner pocket. And that is supreme from Picard. Picard hit his 3 last possession. Trent Johnson hit his 3 in the first half. Hughes, the second, hit the first 3 of the season. Here is the shot from the flats. Splash. And Freeman Liberty. Freeman Liberty. Open from the flats. Back-to-back. Splash. Timeout call by Vernon. They want to talk about it. 5:06 left. And 3 puts the eye Dwight.
And keep his team confident.
Freeman Liberty repelled away. Right back at the blue card chance. 13 left in the shot clock. Shamanga's time. Down low. In the team. A diamond of a finish from the Platinum collection of his. High-low Mitchell. And that's from his Platinum collection, and they're back up by 4.
Dribble penetration and knock it down.
Powell negotiating, offering, looking, overcooked. And right to the hands of Mitchell. And to hands it comes back to Anderson. And here comes the Alliance. This is a 5-on-3 for the Alliance. Can they punish them? Here's the 3. Rebound. Freeman Liberty. Acrobatic in his back.
Something to cheer for. Here's Jalen Anderson in transition, finding Trent Johnson. Shot was unkind. Offensive rebound and creating.
We're deep in the run into this third quarter. It is a 1-point lead, and it's now a 3-point lead, confirmed by Sims as he elevated himself over the Alliance fortress. 2:32 left, 3-point lead for Scarborough. Backing up and using his lower extremities. Sims denied by Shamanga.
Important end to the third quarter. Here's Amir Sims on the interior. Take
Thomas in the block and 1. And he embraced the art of attacking, and he came up with a masterpiece finish.
To turn his hips, then here gets himself into the paint.
Here is Liberty Freeman. Freeman Liberty, I beg your pardon, back with it. From the center arc, right down St. Catherine Street. Sims, Thomas, 24 seconds left in the big clock. 8 left in the small clock. Powell, here's his launch. Smoke. 5 left on the game clock. Last roll of the dice for the Alliance. Freeman Liberty, cash, money.
Freeman Liberty tells Powell, whatever you can do from 3, I can do better.
Who has been a box office name on opening night. Guerrier, Sims, open, Hughes, extra pass, Boucard, byline, in, and they're down by 2 with 9:44 left.
Excellent attack.
Space from the center arc. And a rebound right back over to Anderson. Now he's on his gallop. Anderson, confidence, no fear basketball on his finish right there.
To win in target score. So let's see how they approach it towards the end of the game here.
And the target right there for Johnson.
Stars.
Montreal now 8 of 14 from the line. Thomas, a little hop step and a rebound for the Alliance and a chance to regain the lead. And here is the chance, and what?
Here in transition, here we see Fremont Liberty. Sees Bediako, creates the contact.
So Montreal, on average, had 14 turnovers last year. They're at 14 today, and we have about 3 and change before target time. Johnson for the 45. Bullseye. I think they got it after the third miss, right? 2:20 away from target. And Hughes is second, gets that through, and he autographed his way, unfortunately, onto Tynes, who 7 left in the shot clock. Tough shot, and that will clank its way through to the hands of Mitchell and back over to Tynes. We're about 1:30 away from target time. Open, transition 3, smooth. Looking, loading, deferring back out to Mitchell again. Strong moves, soft touch, Bambi that he is, and now they're back up by 6. Trailing through, Lou Williams III. Anderson looking for the cutter. Gurry is the cutter, and Gurry will get the 2, and now they're down by 5.
Excellent finish. Now they got to play defense again without fouling.
Those are pretty good. Here is Gurry back with the veteran second-year player with the Alliance, and he comes up with a veteran move. They're down 5. High-low open, Boucard. Here he is, attacking with vigor. And the forensic finish by Hughes second, flexing his bicep. Powell. Scarborough a little bit colder than before. The pirouette denied. Montreal rebound. On the switch with Sims. Eyeball to eyeball, looking, teardrop, smooth.
Siobhan, Freeman, Liberty, as I mentioned.
Boucard. Guerrier dancing his way through, stopping, and that is taken away. Guerrier part 2. The second fight is cherry is shooting for him. Scarborough back up by 2, needing 4 to win. Montreal needs 6 points to win this matchup. Post play Guerrier. Backdoor, Boucard. And now down by 4 to go.
To give his team a 2-point lead and be 2 points away.
They have numbers in favor. 5-on-3 if they push it. Guerrier. And another bad pass. And here's a chance coming up. And just like that on this Friday night, Scarborough is serious in the Montreal skyline as they win 91-87 over the Alliance.